is up, everybody? How's it going? This is Nada. This is your day 5 of the challenge, and we are going to be talking about your roadmap towards becoming a full-stack developer. We're already started talking about this in our Zoom call, but let's get into what you're actually missing and what you need to do to become a successful developer, guys. All right, let's get into it. Beautiful. All right, so right away, what's been going on, guys? All right, so a few things I want to let you know, guys. The first things first that's going to happen is, well, what we realize is a lot of people, what they are missing is the following. They're missing kind of, they're missing gut. They're missing the intention. And sometimes when they look at, what it takes to become a developer, it's just way too much. It's front end, it's back end. It's way too much for you to handle. All right, guys? It is just way too much for you to handle. So instead, what we say, hey, you know what? It's very simple. You just learn this, JavaScript, you learn React, you learn Redux, you learn Firebase, MongoDB, and that's it. And even if you just learn one technology, that is all you need to learn, my friends. All you need to learn. So now let's take a look at what it actually can do with these technologies, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Let's take a look at it, guys. Boom, boom, MongoDB and so forth. All right, great. So of course, we have, for example, just by some data, right? Just by some data right here. Hold on, let me see here. Boom, boom. All right, just by data. So ZipRecruiter tells us that, right? An average salary of a full-stack React.js developer is around $108,000, which is really, really good, guys. Who here is making that a goal? A goal of making just crossing the 6-figure mark and making that. If you cross that 6-figure mark, what would that mean for you? Let me ask you that. What would that mean for you if you cross the 6-figure mark and you were making 100K or making just the amount of money that makes you comfortable? Put that in the chat. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? That means what? That means what? Freedom. That's right, Ross. Remove debt, Samir. Yeah. Way less stress. Yeah. Way less stress. That's right. Change my family life. Yeah. Right? So if that's such a big deal, then what are you gonna do about it? Right? You can sit on the chair all day long. But unless you do something about that, unless you actually put in the work, unless you make a change around it, and we know that because I already talked to you about that, and the importance of that, nothing's going to happen. So you said to me, you know what, today I'm going to make that change. So let's keep going, right? One of our students, this is On, for example. One of our students, On, he landed his first job at Gravity Payments making 70K. He's making actually a 73K right now. He just got a raise. He was in our bootcamp for literally 3 to 4 months. He learned the fundamentals, learned all the things he needed to learn around coding, right? Learned all the fundamental structures of what it means to actually be a developer. And then boom, he's now making 70K. Before he was doing Postmates, guys. Postmates. He was ready to actually quit his job. He was ready to quit everything, quit coding, and actually get into, doing a post office or something like that. And he wouldn't be happy if he did that. But then he kind of came in, he took the lead, he took the risk. He was like, he literally did not even have the money to be able to join a boot camp, one of our boot camps. His grandma helped him out, and along with his brother. He was like, literally, his grandma was like, you know what, I do not want you to be in the street. I want you to do well in life. And so she literally gave him the money to figure this out. Same thing with his brother. His brother then said, you know what, no problem whatsoever. With all of that, now not only did he repay them back, but with interest. So his whole life has just completely changed because he took crazy amounts of risk, and honestly, he worked his ass off. Right? Those people who get, who are at 2 to 3 years of experience, they're making around 150K at this point, guys. Right? The coolest thing with coding is what? It's the fact that, the opportunity is there. Who understands the fact that the amount of people that can actually be developers, the amount of demand there is just bizarre? Raise your hand. The problem is that there's not enough supply. The reason why there's not enough supply is because it's fucking hard to get into it. It's not easy to get into coding, to actually be a developer, to actually do it. You can mimic stuff, you can go through courses, and that's great. You can go through tutorials. That's great. But actually getting that first job and actually making it happen is a lot tougher. So this is what you do as a full stack developer, guys. We build things like this. We build things like what? Let me show you. Things like this. This is built with React Native. That looks so beautiful right there. Of course, and everything you see on the web, Facebook, all these different companies, Netflix, they're all using web technologies. They're all using full stack technologies. You see, full stack development is broken down to two parts, front end and back end. Front end, we know this already, JavaScript, okay? Master algorithms, data structures. The first thing I tell them, the reason why you guys are having such a hard time, and I want you to raise your hand for me. Anybody here who watched tutorials, have done a bunch of Udemy courses potentially, but you still can't code. You still don't have the confidence to code fully by yourself. Anybody here? Like if I told you, hey, you know what, build me a project for this, could you do that? Could you do that? What do you think? See, the issue is that a lot of people will say no. And I know why. That's right. I know why. Ooh. Right here. I know why. Because it's not easy. It's as simple as that, guys. Okay? So then now let me ask you a question, okay? If you went ahead and you went ahead and you learned, you know what, Nas? Okay, let me learn these technologies. Let me learn these algorithms. What you're missing right now is honestly, it has nothing to do with projects. It has nothing to do with taking more tutorials. It has everything to do with the fundamentals. And I teach this to every single time to a lot of students. All you have to do is master the fundamentals. It's like you build a house. When you build a house, what do you build first? Tell me, guys. Put in the chat. What do you build first? Joshua, what do you build first when you build a house? The base. The foundation. That's right. That's right, the foundation. So if you got no foundation, then how do you expect yourself, for example, if you have a house like this, right? Maybe make this happen. There we go. If you have a house, right? That's like this, right? You got the foundation that needs to be standing right here, guys. Because what's going on right now is that you're building a roof where there's no fucking house. Doesn't exist. So you try to learn all this stuff like React.js. Like you think that CSS is your answer. You think that HTML is your answer. And let me tell you the truth, it's not the answer, guys. These things are not the answer. You need to know exactly what the foundations. What are the foundations? It is data structures. It is algorithms. It is understanding JavaScript at its core. It is understanding things like variables. It's things like loops. And most importantly, what is it about coding that's the most portion about it? Who knows? Anybody knows here? What is the most important thing about it? What is it? Anybody know? What is the most important? The logic, not just the logic. What is it? What else? There's one the most important thing is who we are at the core. No. Who we are at the core as developers. At the core, who are we, guys? Problem solvers. That's right. Thank you. Let me go ahead and make this sure. Right? We are at the core problem solvers. You need to get good at that part one before anything else. So no, another project is not going to make the biggest difference. No, none of that. It's actually going to be what does it take to actually learn problem solving. Let's keep going. All right. Going slow is going fast. Sometimes we tend to rush too much. And what happens after that is when you try to do too many things at the same time, you're trying to do React.js, you're trying to do Node.js. Who here has been in a position where they learn all these technologies and they have learned a bunch of technologies, but they don't know the core part of actual coding and they still have a hard time with that? Anybody here? Yeah. Yeah. Right? Because it's not about, right, learning as many technologies as possible. I don't care if you learn no AngularJS. I don't care if you know Vue.js. What I care about, hey, are you at the core? Are you a good developer? Are you a good problem solver? And can you actually help me with anything? That's what I care about. I don't care anything else about that, honestly, besides that. So what we want to do instead, you know what? No, let's slow it down for a little bit. Give us a little more time. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to be a developer in the next 2 months, the next 1 month. I'm going to make a 6-figure job in the next 1 month. Slow the fuck down. Has it ever resulted, do you ever think that things that are really hard are always come that fast? Do you really think, let me ask you that question, anything in your life just came easy that was actually hard? Anything? Like, anything in your life that's actually really easy that's supposed to be hard? Yeah. That's right. No, it's not, guys. Here's what I like to say. Nothing in this life worth having comes easy. Because if it's easy, everybody would be doing it. But you're not everybody. You are you. And you're here because you're here to learn, because you're here to become a better person, because you're here to actually make a career change, because you're here to actually be a developer. Am I right? Yes or no? Yeah. Now, let's continue on. React, you know this is what it means to become a front developer. Redux, what it means to become a Redux developer. You know, you need all Git version control. You need all that stuff as well, of course. Git, Redux, React. You need to know those basic things. GitHub as well. Okay, now let's talk about backend. On the backend side, we have Node.js. Node.js is the API layer. It is what's actually going to make the API happen, right? As we know, we have the front end, we have the back end. Do we understand that? Yes or no? Right? Now, on the back end side, this is where all the logic, fancy logic happens. When you put in your username and password into Facebook, and that goes somewhere to make sure that you're an actual person, where do you think it goes to? Where do you think it goes to? The backend. That's right. The backend, guys. It goes to the backend. And that's where things like Node.js come in. And not just, that's right. So Adrian, it's not just the database, Nabila. It's actually the backend together with, the database as well. Okay, let's continue on. All right, database. A really important aspect. Anybody know what a database is? What's database? Anybody understand that? What's a database? Put in the chat, guys. What is a database, guys? Put in the chat. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Database is a collection of objects. So whatever, for example, you are all currently on this specific Zoom call, correct? And those of you who are on YouTube, you are on YouTube, right? But you're on the Zoom call right now, yes or no? You guys are a database right now. All your information is being stored in a database to make sure that they can actually see where you are. So it's probably like a database like this, right? And you're probably like in a row, that's where they have all your information. That's a database. Whenever you have Facebook, your data is stored in a database, guys. That's what database is used for. And there's many databases that you need to know. There's MySQL, right? Which is a relational database. You also have mongoDB. Anybody here know the difference between MySQL and mongoDB? Anybody here? That's right. MongoDB is a NoSQL database. That's right. So NoSQL database means that what basically is going on there is that we ourselves, we do not have a structured way to structure a data. We can structure it the way we want. Versus a SQL database is called relational. And that is a structured database. That's a SQL database. MongoDB is a NoSQL database. And there's two different things, and they're used by different companies. But they are still very, Very important, guys. Okay, we also have Firebase, which Firebase is also kind of like MongoDB. But with Firebase, anybody know what is the difference between Firebase and MongoDB and why we use Firebase sometimes? Why is that? That's right. So Firebase is very much real time, okay? It's real time. So basically, as I update something in the database, like right here, okay, it sends me an update back to my application right here. So basically, if Firebase has a new data, it sends me an update to my application, and so my application can change on the fly. Yeah, that's really cool, right? One of our students, for example, Devin Gray, right, went through us, went through Clever Programmer, is currently making $107,000 as landing a job at PayPal. And he is a full stack developer right now at this point. Now, let me ask you a question at this point, okay? Let me go back to here. In terms of who was this for? Okay? So, I want you to put down in the chat, what is your current goal as a developer? Put it down in the chat, guys, please. What is your current goal as a developer? What is your current goal in general? Why are you here? Mesh.js. Enjoy the work I do to be a developer. Change my damn life. That's right, Adrienne. Master.js. Start a career. That's right. Keep going, keep going. Master.js and React to be a developer. Start a career and create stuff I love doing. That's right. So let me ask you a question in that case, guys. Let me ask you a question in that case, guys, right? What is preventing you from getting there? You all want to be. But before I want to tell you that, I want you to picture your life in the next 12 months. What does your life in the next 12 months look like, okay? Where do you want to be in the next 12 months? Tell me, guys. Put in the chat. Where do you want to be in the next 12 months? Somebody said, I'm preventing myself from getting there. That's right. Tell me where. Ross says, not in this damn rig. A better version of myself. That's right. That's right. Oh, good. Starting a position using React, okay? A junior dev as a good company. But you see what? A lot of us want this. A lot of us want this amazing life. A lot of us want this amazing things, right? But I think a lot of this doesn't happen. And maybe, let me ask you this. For how long have you been trying to become that now? For how long have you been trying to become? Somebody said they want to be a developer at a good company. For how long have you been trying this? 1 month, 3 months. Since March 2021, 1 month, about a month ago, 6 months, 1 year, 3 months, 6 months, 4 months. 80 weeks. Oh, wow. So pretty much new. 1 what? 3 years. Wow. Are the Uber Postmates before this and temp jobs? Wow, Michael. Jackie. 2015. Wow, Jackie. To start. Yeah. That's right. That's right. So let me ask you this at this point, okay? So that's all great. All right. So what do you think is preventing you from getting there? Okay. If you want, right, if you want to be a developer, you want to go ahead and change your career as you know, you are willing to put in the work, which you said you are, and you've been doing it maybe for a long time, where do you think you are prevented from? What do you think was preventing you from getting there? Because sometimes the biggest thing that's preventing us from getting there is sometimes ourselves. We either don't have the mindset, the right mindset, or maybe we just don't believe in ourselves and the fact that we can do it. Somebody said, I don't have a path, a way to learn, or even motivate. That means it says nothing. Good. Before I jump off the cliff was fear. Confidence. That's right. I'm stopping myself, Jason. So let me ask you this. Why are you stopping yourself? So where do you need help to make sure it doesn't happen again? Where do you need help to make sure that the reason why you're not getting to your goals, some mentors. Some of my issues that I can't put in the repetition. I spend 14 hours a day on Saturday, and then I go back to work and I can't touch it again until next weekend. I understand that. Some said guidance. Most people need confidence or money or determination. We only fall short when setting limitations on ourselves. Complacency, consistency. So you're for consistency. Understand. Joshua, what do you think, my friend? Joshua still here? What do you think? What do you think you need the most help with to actually make sure you get there? And guaranteed, because the thing is, a lot of us say, oh, you know what, I just need some more mentorship, I just need some more, put in more time, and then they're like, well, but nothing really changes. What I want to make happen, guys, is when you get off this call, something changes in your mindset, something changes in your well-being, so that, honestly, you go out and you make that change. I want to make sure that the second you leave this, we're different. All right? Adrian says accountability. That's right. So look, I will ask you only one last question. Who's ready right here, my friends, to make sure that whatever it is that you need, that you get? You see, the thing is, yes, okay, maybe you need accountability. Okay, yes, maybe you need some guidance. Okay, maybe you need some more direction. But let me ask you, is there a possible way to actually get that? Yes or no? Can you get direction somewhere in your life? Through any form? Yes or no? Can you get direction? Yes or no? Okay. Now, Adebo, can you get some guidance? Yes or no? That's right. Now, can you get someone to be accountable for you and to push you, or you to push yourself? Yes or no? Yeah. So look, the thing I want to present to you today is very simple, okay, guys? We've talked about what exactly it means to become a developer. We talked about what exactly it means to make sure that, we're ready for this. So what I want to do to you is I want to present a way that we make our students successful. I want to present to you the way that we help our students who want to become developers, students who are ready to make a change in their life, and who are actually serious about this, and not just ones who want to lay low, lay down, and not do nothing. If you want to be that person, lay low, lay down, not do nothing, you should not be here. No, you're here because you want to do something about it. Am I right? Am I right? Yes or no? So let me ask you this question. That's right. Do I have your permission to show you exactly what is exactly that we're talking about? Give me a yes or give me a raise of hand. Give me a raise of hand. Give me a raise of hand. All right, awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you've got any value in the past 4 days, you've learned a fuck ton, right? Let's take a look at what you can take that to the next level and actually make that into reality and make that into something that's actually you can use. So look, I want to present to you today, right? Very simple. I want to present to you today what we've been building for the past 6 months. We will build something amazing. We as Clever Form have been here for 5 years now. I'm not kidding. We've taught students on YouTube and courses and everywhere. A lot of our students have gotten jobs. A lot of our students are becoming successful. And so, we decided, we're like, let's take this even further. And so we said, what can we do here? And we realized the best way to make sure that we actually fully hold your hand, that we make sure that you fully get the accountability you need, that we make sure that you fully do not give up on your goals, is we need to be there all the fucking time. So we created our own Clever Programmer Bootcamp, a full-stack mastery bootcamp designed to make you a developer in 6 months. It is designed to give you accountability. It is designed to give you mentorship. It is designed to give you the guidance that you need to become a developer. It is designed to make sure that you don't fall off. It is designed to make sure that, you don't just give up on your dreams, and you do not give up. And you actually take the chance and take the change that you need to make. Who's ready to make a change in their fucking life? Let me ask you that question. Who's ready? That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, I'm gonna go through and I'll talk you exactly what it is that we do here. Okay, I'm a clever programmer. We have some of our students here in this even Zoom call, exactly talking about who are currently in our boot camp. They'll even show you what is this that they're doing or what they have learned so far. Okay, so what is it? It's a full stack. It's full stack mastery. It's a remote 8 months. We say 6 to 8 months bootcamp, online coding bootcamp designed to help you land as a job as a full stack developer. That is the goal. That is the goal, guys. Okay. You can participate in this program even if you have a full-time job. So a lot of our students, what do they do? A lot of our students are honestly just like have a full-time job. They have kids. They're doing other things because they know they need to be able to support themselves. And at the same time, they're changing their life and changing their career right now. That's right. 80% of our students have full-time jobs and are participating in this bootcamp. Okay? So, there we go. So what is it? Well, you're going to learn JavaScript. You're going to learn React.js. You're going to learn Redux. You're going to learn Firebase. You're going to learn MongoDB. Okay? And all of that is going to make you the amazing person that you need. But what do you get? Let me cover a few things that are really important, guys. Okay? Let me cover a few things that are really important here. So month 1 and 2, what do we cover? Month 1 and 2, we cover the fundamentals, data structures. A lot of you guys think, for example, okay, a lot of you guys think that, you know, oh, Nas, I need to learn HTML right here. I need to learn CSS. I need to learn, you know, all these. I need to build these amazing projects. But the thing is, we don't focus on that. No. We focus on the fundamentals that you need to know. We focus on the algorithms that you need to know. If I asked you a question right now, okay, and I said, hey, can you, for example, merge two arrays for me together? If I told you, create a function for me to merge two arrays together, could you do that? Yes or no? Could you do that? If I told you right now to, hey, you know what? Build for me a linked list. No, and you cannot use a spreader operator either, by the way. You have to use the core concepts of actually JavaScript. If I told you, build for me a linked list. If I told you, you know what? Create for me a recursive function that will print out Fibonacci numbers. Can you do that for me right now? A recursive function that will print out Fibonacci numbers. That's right. Yeah, that stuff is not easy, guys. Right? That stuff requires you to know the fundamentals of actually coding. Okay? That requires those foundations, which we talked about, which is these foundations, guys. All right? That's right. That stuff is not easy. And so what we do in the first 2 months is very simple. Is we focus on those foundations. We focus on the problem solving. We focus on making sure that you understand all these things. Like, for example, linked list. Right? Okay. We focus to make sure. Oh, let me go back. Good. Ooh. Come on. To make sure that we focus to make sure. Let me go and put the T. There we go. Come on, Nas. There we go. Thank you. All right. Linked list, right? What is going on here? That's hard. Here, let me see. I can't type? Oh, no. I guess I can't type. Okay, it's fine. I'll just do it like this. So, yeah. Linked list right here. Right? We focus on things like. We focus on things like data structures, of course. Data structures. You know, we focus on things like stacks. Like queues. We focus on things like what? We focus on things like, for example, hash maps. We focus on recursion. We focus on arrays. We focus on making sure that you actually understand every single part of the actual coding world. We focus on problem solving. The first 2 months that we tell our students, the first 2 months of our coding bootcamp is the hardest 2 months that you will ever take. It is not fucking easy. It is the hardest 2 months you'll ever have. Adrienne is actually here in our studio today. Adrienne, are you here, my friend? Hey, Adrienne, there we go. So, Adrienne is actually in our coding bootcamp, and she joined. And so, Adrienne, tell us your story and how has it been so far for you?
My brain is melted, and I'm having so much fun I can hardly stand it.
That's great. But tell me, why did you join the bootcamp?
My inner nerd woke up while I was earning a degree for medical coding
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of fell in love with all the tech stuff, the tech classes that I was taking
Mm-hmm.
for electronic medical records and things like that. And I've been researching it for years and years and years. And then I lost my latest job in February and decided, because of Evil Nas and his minions, to join PWP, their Profit with Python.
Yeah.
And then I also joined Profit with JavaScript. But since I'm a professional lollygagger, I needed the accountability. So I jumped off the cliff and joined the Bootcamp.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom line is I want a different life than I've had. And the only way to do it is to, take the step and do it or shut up about it, is what I think.
That's amazing. And what do you think led you into, you know what, I realized I need a boot camp. I realized I need something more than just, a course or something like that.
I lollygag. I really lollygag. I let life get in my way. I make excuses. All kinds of stuff. So I need the accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I needed the structure of the classes per week. I needed the structure of having homework assignments and taking exams and things like that. And our study group that we have in the June cohort is insanely amazing. So between June cohort and our study group in June cohort, it's just been a blast. And I've learned, I can't even believe how much I've learned. And it's only been 2 months.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you.
And algorithms hurt.
Algorithms are not the easiest one. So the first 2 months, is it true that what our students tell us that the first 2 months are the hardest 2 months of all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have no coding. I have medical coding experience, but that is nothing like JavaScript. It's nothing like JavaScript. So
Okay.
Being brand new to this,
Mm-hmm.
the tagline where you take us by the hand and walk us through step by step, that is not a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because going to other coding boot camps I've heard is brutal, and you already need to know what you're doing. And I have no idea what's happening, or didn't. And now I have a teeny weeny idea of what's going on.
That's good.
Now when I listen to you do these clones, I can understand what you're saying a lot more than I used to.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Well, Adrian, I'm happy to have you here. I know you took the plunge towards becoming a developer, and there's so much that you did, towards that. By the way, for those of you, I'm going to finish the YouTube live in a second, guys. If you're interested, for example, in even, remotely doing something like this, we have an application process. Those of you on YouTube, those on Zoom, of course, I will talk to you in a second here, guys. Those are on YouTube. If you're remotely interested in doing something like this, there's a link down below to just apply. We're in the application process to apply for something like this, okay? Go ahead, down below there's a link just to application, and then depending on how you apply, we'll go ahead and contact you, we'll call you, and then we'll figure out the process on how to get you started, but guys, okay? But other than that, that's pretty much it from me on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and that's it. If you're on YouTube and you're in the challenge, make sure you join the Zoom link, because we'll be talking more about this here in a second, okay, guys?